Diablo 4 Season 9 is here, and here are the top 10 most fun and powerful builds for the season start. Whether you want to crush high-tier griffs, or just enjoy smooth, satisfying gameplay, this list has it all. From secret HYDRA SORC tech to a companion Druid that shreds bosses, these builds aren't just strong, they're a blast to play. Let's jump into the ultimate D4 builds you'll want for launch day. Let's start with an honorary mention at number 10. It's not really a top 10 spot, it's just to answer questions about the Barbarian. The Barb was completely killed off, and I put him at number 10, but he should really be deleted from the list. The gameplay shown here is from the PTR of the last working build, the Sardina build with Whirlwind. It was still kind of cool, but we've had Whirlwind with Dust Devils for many seasons, and after the PTR, it got completely nerfed. What was supposed to be playable are the basic attack builds. There's even a new unique for that. But they nerfed so many aspects and unique items related to basic attacks that it's just unplayable. They nerfed everything. Split of Erathiel's, aspect of the Moonrise, aspect of adaptability, everything related to basic attacks. They buffed the basic attacks themselves, but overall it cancels out. The resulting builds are just not worth mentioning. They're too weak. Number 9. The last of these collective class entries is the Rogue. The Rogue isn't as bad as the Barb, and she has many builds you can play in the world, but from my perspective, nothing cool remains. Nothing new has been added for the Rogue this season, unlike other classes. The old builds keep getting broken, but nothing new replaces them. The gameplay here features Rain of Arrows, which will still be playable, Death Trap is not, and there are some other builds like Poison Trap, but again, not particularly exciting. This is debatable, of course, and maybe during the live season, we'll discover some buffs that make another build viable, like Penetrating Shot. That unique was recently adjusted and could potentially be good, but for now, just Rain of Arrows is playable in Season 9. Twisting Blades with Poison is also okay, but the Rogue class isn't something I'd recommend right now.
Now onto the other classes, where there's actually some new stuff. At number 8, we have Pulverize Druid. The new unique with Poison Pool was reworked, and no one really knows if it'll be good or not. The numbers look promising, and Druid buffs look good. Pulverize specifically got a huge buff. So maybe we might finally have a viable Pulverize endgame build again. Right now, it's just guessing. We don't even know if the unique functions properly. Blizzard often doesn't behave as expected, so we have to see it in action first. The level build for Pulverize is already on a good spot. You can start with that, and it transitions into the endgame. At number 7, we have Shadowwave Necro, which keeps getting nerfed again and again. Despite that, it'll likely still be one of the top Necro builds. It is at 7 just because we have probably played it a few seasons ago, and it is nothing new. If we were ranking by strength alone, it'd probably rank higher, but it still deserves a top 10 spot for its raw power. Number 6 is something really cool. The gameplay is just on the training dummy for now. This is a basic attack build for Druid using Earth Spike. Earth Spike turns into a line form when using the right aspect and becomes spammable. Recent patches added a change that spawns 2 lines instead of 1, potentially doubling the damage. The build was already decent, and now with this change, it'll be a really cool tier 4 build. It is simple and fun to play, even though it's not the best pit pusher. Still, it'll be awesome to play even early on if you have the right aspects. Number 5 is the opposite of Earth Spike. It needs lots of items. It's not new either. It's been around in previous seasons, but it made the list because better builds got removed. It's the Sorceress with a Chain Lightning build. Chain Lightning is very strong against bosses, but weak against large mobs due to limited AoE. The damage isn't from Chain Lightning itself, but from the Azure Wrath unique effect. Everything is about lucky hits with cold damage, not lightning. Chain Lightning is just a tool to trigger those lucky hits. So this is a cold damage build. You need a good roll on the unique Azure Wrath and good lucky hit stats. Fists of Fate are also helpful. You don't need mythic items, but you do need these uniques. The good news is the drop rate has been increased in the new season, so getting them is more realistic now. It was nearly impossible in Season 8, but now it's doubled. Not the best build ever due to its weakness against big mobs, but it's fun. Number 4 is the highlight of this list. No one saw this coming. Companion Druid, the best pet build of all, better than Necro pets because it plays so comfortably. In battle, you just press 1 button, maybe 2. You summon your wolves, hold the key down, and they keep attacking. The damage is fantastic.
In the PTR, you could easily farm tier 80 pits with it. It could probably handle tier 100 after the season launches. A real highlight and highly recommended, especially if you love pet builds. Now we are reaching the top 3 builds for the Season 9 start. Build number 3 is the Pet Necro. Higher damage potential, especially with the latest buffs. The gloves got a strong buff. It's not a fun playstyle. In high-tier content, you have to use combos. Generate a corpse, use corpse tendrils to group enemies, bone prison, then blight, then Army of the Dead. Only then do you deal enough damage. That's not very comfortable. If you have to press that many buttons, maybe you want to rather play a non-pet build. But if you enjoy pet builds and don't mind the combos, this will be awesome for you. It's very effective.
Top build number 2, the best pit push build of all. Thorns Spiritborn, purely for pushing high-tier pits. Watch the boss disappear in a one-shot. The mechanic is unique. You deal no damage at first, then suddenly everything dies. That's due to the Spirit Hall of the Jaguar. Every 15th hit triggers a bonus hit based on recent damage. It creates a background chain reaction. Against single targets, it's usually weak, but still strong enough to one-shot bosses like Belial. Not great for farming Hell Tides. Use a different loadout for that. But for the pit, absolutely top tier.
The best Season 9 build is no surprise, the HYDRA Sorceress. We've been waiting for a good HYDRA build since the Diablo beta. Now it's here. Not everyone will love it, it's slower paced. You set up your HYDRA, gather enemies, and chill a bit. But the damage is strong. There are even versions for pushing, like the burn variant with damage over time scaling jewels. But you can choose the direct damage variant for speed farming. Less button mashing, more relaxing gameplay. Just summon the HYDRA and let it work. Season 9 of Diablo 4 introduces meaningful updates, particularly to Nightmare dungeons. These now feature a refreshed UI, altered event mechanics, death penalties for added challenge, and automatic boss spawns when maximum resources are collected. Players can access them earlier, before reaching Torment difficulty, and encounter new bosses, affixes, and rebalanced encounters. Rewards have been improved, offering higher quality gear in tougher difficulties, not just greater quantity. Class changes include a nerf to Repulsion, the addition of physical arcana, and the removal of the cheat death mechanic in hardcore. However, most of these adjustments had already been shown in the previous PTR, leading to some disappointment over the lack of new developments. Loot progression sees a shift, with higher torment tiers now yielding better quality items. While this is a step forward, concerns remain about the game's overly linear and predictable systems, which some players feel lack the excitement found in other ARPGs like Path of Exile.
That wraps it up. Some new builds made it into the top 10. This is not the most creative season for builds, especially with Barb being irrelevant and Rogue having nothing new, but there are still enough cool builds to make the season worth playing. Have fun in the new season, and let me know which build you want to play.